Hail, Jötnar. After helping my Amma plant her grains, we sat for some of her spring tea, which is almost always nettle and dandelion greens with whatever other drinkable weeds that are growing at the time. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely energizing. Anyhow, as we were sitting sipping tea, I asked her, why would we ever align ourselves, much less befriend the Æsir? And this is what she told me. Life is not so black and white. We all have our relations, and it doesn't depend on race or clan. But the truth is, some Jötnar hate other Jötnar, and others actually love the Æsir. For instance, Gríðr's mother, Gríðr. She had settled the valley long before Geirröðr and his horrid daughters settled the valley over. At first everything was okay, but as they grew they became more and more terrifying, messing with her workers, causing her livestock to get lost, even playing pranks that caused damage to her crops. And after Gríðr's birth, they became even worse, terrorizing him because they know he wouldn't speak. They killed my livestock and even burned down my pit house that I used for weaving. She hated them, but could do nothing because Geirröðr was too powerful. At least that was until the thunderer came rolling in. She knew her time of retribution had come. The following is her story, from her words. Hail, Thor, mighty one. Where are you headed? I asked. To Geirröðr's, he told me. Where's your hammer? I left it behind. Loki convinced me that he was so weak that it would be pointless to bring my hammer and not be a challenge after Hrungnir. So I figured I'd leave it behind to give myself an opportunity to challenge myself. It's true, he is weak, but he is cunning and he will use deception and trickery to kill you if he gets the chance. I would be remiss if I let Gríðr's half-brother go unprepared on his journey. So please take my unbreakable staff, my belt of might, and my iron gloves. They will serve you well on your journey. After receiving my gift, we feasted and drank long into the night. Thor was a great guest as he showed us his power in wrestling and feats of might, and he'd tell us mighty tales of the things that he has done on his travels. He even honored Gríðr as he showed him the shoe he had been building with all the trimmings from people's boots, and was impressed and honored him when he said that not even Fenrir could bite through. In the morning when they left, I followed safely behind, for there's no way I was going to miss this. When Thor and Loki got to the river of Jötnar, I'd warned them to be careful because they were going to try to drown him there. And sure enough, as soon as he stepped into the waters, a torrent of foul and poisonous waters came raging down on him, rising up to his fiery beard. Only my staff held him afloat, while Loki, holding on to his dear life, flapped around. That poor kid, he's always getting in trouble. Thor looked up and he saw Geirröðr's daughter, Gjálp, straddling the river and pissing in it. He broke off a rock and threw it up, screaming at her that a river must be stemmed at its mouth. The rock hit her in the face and knocked her down long enough for him to grab a rowan branch and pull himself up with Loki in tow. By the time I crossed the river, Thor was already in the goat pen about to sit down. He was too far for me to warn him, because as soon as he sat, Geirröðr's daughter, Gjálp, and the other one, which I can't remember the name, appeared underneath the chair and started to push it up, trying to crush Thor on the ceiling. But he used my staff to push the chair back down, crushing those bitches' backs. And if that wasn't a gift enough, Geirröðr called Thor to his hall for games. And when Thor entered, Geirröðr used tongs to grab some molten iron and throw it at him, believing that would kill him without his gloves. But little did he know I gave Thor my own. By the time he realized it and hid behind an iron pillar, Thor had caught the iron in his gloves, and with his power and strength and the might of my belt, allowed him to throw the molten iron through the pillar, killing Geirröðr as he cowered. There's nothing more delicious than sweet revenge, and now I'll finally have peace in my valley once again.